All right, welcome into another reading. Um, Thank you to the ones that have already, but if you haven't, kind of in a living situation issue and need some funds to help me out with that, I have the links in my description, my Cash App, my PayPal, my Chime, and my Venmo. If you're able to help and donate that way, you can. But in this reading, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Voice of the Soul's Oracle, and then move to the tarot, and then pull a few of the archangel, power tarot cards. So let me get started with that. The card we have is freedom. So freedom, the soul, when your soul wants you to know the time has come to free yourself, to let go of your last forms of resistance. You have worked on many memories and blocking energies. This required a lot of effort and reconsideration, but you did it. Today you are facing the last forms of resistance, the most deeply rooted forms. Those that can frighten you and feel insurmountable. No, they are not insurmountable. You can free yourself from these bonds because you understand what they have to teach you. You can now let go of these energies you no longer need. Take time to breathe, to mindfully activate this liberation. If you feel like you can't do it alone, you can always ask for help, but you are capable, and this release will let you open a vast and beautiful new chapter in your life. Congratulations. Your spirit guides want you to know you may be having difficulty communicating with us right now because you're not necessarily on the same wavelength. You are not communicating with us directly. You are trying to communicate with us through other people, or your mind is interfering with our connection, causing you to doubt our presence. We are here right by your side. Become aware of how you try to communicate with us. We have many messages to share with you. You already know these things, but you need confirmation. We understand that. Change how you communicate. If you're trying to talk to us through oracles, try meditating. If you're trying to talk to us to another person, try doing it on your own. Pay attention to your feelings. They will guide you towards the best way of communicating with us. We are here. We are waiting for you. The entity wants you to know, I'm in the process of freeing myself, of creating a new inner energy. I'm in the energy of positive evolution, but for that I need you. If you agree to help me, of course. I need your positive thoughts. I need you to think of me with a smile. I need your inner light. When I'm in your thoughts, think gentle, happy memories. You can also light a candle in my honor. These actions help me continue my light-filled path. For now, I can't help you or communicate with you how you like. Instead, I'm the one who needs you. When I'm in a completely new energy, I will be able to support you. I'll be able to share this information with you and be an energy of serenity and inner calm. If you don't yet feel able to help me, don't worry. I understand. I feel no anger or resentment. I am in a state of peace, forgiveness, and reconnection to my soul. This process can be destabilizing, but it brings comfort and compassion. So, all in all, and the numerology is 8 of freedom, and 8 has to do with the final bits, the completion. So whatever you're going through is at its end peak. It's already done. It's already over. You may still be living it through body traumas or experiencing it on the physical, but the situation is over. All you have to do is release that last bit of control, and allow things to transpire the way that they need to. There's not a need to work out of panic or try to force an outcome. Just allow the divine to be moving at this time. But when we're going into the tarot, we're going to talk about what you can do, less of who you can call on, but in just simply what you can do in this time to make sure that you, in your physical state, are calm. So we have the Two of Pentacles first. The Two of Pentacles is Capricorn and Jupiter. And this talks about, and the 2 is the masculine energy. It is the force, how you're moving on the physical. And Capricorn representing the beginning stages of working. What are you doing that's new? What new thing are you doing? Are you trying to balance an old way of doing something with a new way of doing something? Are you doing an old thing in a new way? How are you moving, and how is it making you feel? How are your feelings adapting? How are you trusting the process? Do you have a lot of trust for the process, or do you have none? Just kind of get a gauge of where you're at and how you're moving. Are you moving out of panic, or are you moving out of love? Are you moving out of an old way, or are you moving out of a new way? The High Priestess reverse. The High Priestess reverse is Pisces, and the High Priestess reverse also numerology is 2. So with that being said, there is subconscious masculine movements. So the triggers that's getting you to move might not be the healthiest ones. In your tour between the two realities of knowing that and moving with that, or not knowing that and still moving with it, whether you're taking the action or not, is a different parameter to break it down to, but that's not what I'm here to do. That's for you're supposed to know. We have the Knight of Swords upright. The Knight of Swords is a Gemini, and this is the split between yourself. You may be struggling with that split of self. You want things to move quickly, yet you know that you're not in a good position for them to. You know that things are going to take time, but yet you're impatient. It's these two twins that you're going to have to really work with. What do you know is going to happen, and what are you willing to sacrifice in order to allow that to transpire? This is what you need to be meditating on. This is exactly what you need to be meditating on. And with 9, with the numerology of the Hermit being 9, this is the test. This is your test. Can you sit down with yourself and say what truly needs to be said? Not the soft message, not the hard message, but the full truth of seeing the full spectrum of, I need to do it this way. I need to invent something new. I need to reinvent myself. I need to allow myself the freedom from this old box, from this old way of doing things that I've grown comfortable doing. What am I not sacrificing, and how is that affecting me? With the 2 of Swords reverse, there's a lot of masculine energy coming out with all these 2s. There's so much force. With the 2 of Swords reverse, that's the Libra and Moon. There's an imbalance within your subconscious because of this pressure, though. What do you know that you need to do that you're not doing? What are you not disciplined in? Structure your discipline a little bit differently with this. If you are codependent on your guides, then become more independent on yourself and your own intuition. We all have one. It's just about working with it and being able to know when it's right or when it's wrong, knowing when it's an actual intuition or just a thought that is passing by. But you need to be able to be in a state to kind of ask yourself these questions, because when you're drawing this information up to receive this sort of test, when you're seeing what's driving you, what's pushing you forward, or how you're moving forward, or what's even holding you back, what are you refusing to sacrifice, when you're looking at all these questions in that sort of sense, it's going to allow you to see like the reality, the mirror effect of you wanting things, but you're not wanting them from that pure state. You're wanting them from a state of knowing that you're going to do something different, and that's why it comes in a certain way. It begins to reflect, and not in a bad sense either, not in a sense to make you feel like you're bad or anything, but in a sense to make you really aware of what you're doing and how you're doing it. With Judgment being here, Judgment is the element of fire. It is simply fire. It is the idea. It is the wake-up call. It is the wake up from your grave. It's time to rise. It's time to start new. It is you with wings, your higher mind, if you want to call it that, if you will, your higher self, if you want to call it that. But it's really just you in a higher awareness, a more spiritually in tuned awareness. That you need to move forward. It is the call. It is 20. It breaks down to 2. It is again another masculine force of the subconscious mind. because we're dealing with fire, and fire is also to deal with the ideas or the things before the conscious, the things that are present before the conscious is like aware of it. But it's telling you that, hey, we need to move, and this is what which is what it's saying. It's not that your guides aren't talking to you because you don't, listen to them, or it's not because they're abandoning you. It's because you're needing to listen to you again. You forgot about your own fire, about your own voice, about your own, ways of moving forward, and your guides are just reminding you, hey, you have a choice in this as well. How are you wanting to move? And it's not asking you to make a list of things, of demands or things that you want, but it's about you taking control on the physical and actually moving forth in that sense. You have the devil. The devil might be what's keeping you stuck. The devil is Capricorn energy. It is what's showing you what's keeping you bound. Saturn's cube is also on the devil, and Saturn has a lot to do with discipline. But he's holding up his hand in the 5 above the feminine, saying your 5 senses are silencing your intuition. His blind is a bat, and the pentagram is upside down, representing that it is a matter over mind situation. And you're needing to calm your senses, calm your nervous system is what's going on. Your guides aren't talking to you, not because, they're avoiding you again, but because you just can't hear them. Your nervous system's going crazy. So you're needing to calm that nervous system down. Detach from the things that are causing the alerts. And see what's triggering the alerts too. Is there any way you can be therapeutic to yourself when that trigger happens? Regardless, we have the moon, which is obviously the moon. But with the moon, it's asking you to see the rebirth in yourself. The scorpion is coming out of the water, signifying a new birthing of self. The 2 dogs are barking, representing the rational-minded self and how it's going to go off and warn of changes. The moon is not fully covered, it is eclipsed, showing that it's not all the way hidden, that there is some light. How to move around, but you haven't yet drawn up enough information to see the way through. With the King of Swords reverse, and the King of Swords is Libra energy. I mean, not Libra, excuse me. It is Aquarius energy. The King of Swords is telling you that there are some immature thoughts, or thoughts that are not matured or coming from a place of full stability, that are popping up, or that you may even be following, which is why this confusion and illusions around. So make sure that what you're doing has been thought through in a mature, stable way. Have you looked at it from all angles, not just the ones that you like? Have you allowed the totality of the ideas to exist without getting attached to an outcome? When you do that and you see all the possibilities, then you won't have to worry about selecting one, or, oh, I didn't think about this, so then that has to happen. You don't have to worry about those things. Or, better yet, just know that the fear comes from immaturity, that lack of experience. We have the 9 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups is Pisces and Jupiter. This is all about the genie in the bottle, you, the creator, the genie. You can create what you desire, but this is the test. Do you know how to tap into your resources, the unknown? How deep are you willing to go inside yourself? How much of the unknown are you willing to tap into? What new are you ready to try? How much are you ready to adventure out and see, to allow this to happen, to allow these things to transpire? With the Ace of Wands reverse, it be representing all fire. It says that there's bad ideas. You might not have enough faith. And I have enough knowing that the idea is going to work. I wanted to say faith, but I feel like knowing fits it better. And that's what's stopping you from creating, is this lack of fire, this lack of passion. Oh, I could do these things, but I just don't want to. But you're looking for a solution out of where you're at. So don't be afraid to expand and express yourself. With the 10 of Wands reverse, the things in the past didn't work, and maybe that's leeching onto the things now. You had to let go of those old ideas So now these new ideas don't really seem as beneficial because they don't really have a ground to stand on. With the Seven of Cups, regardless, you are surrounded by a lot of things. You could go a lot of places. You have a lot of choices to make, but it's the seven. It's the Sabbath. It's to wait. And the Seven of Cups is Scorpio and Venus. It has a lot to do with seeing the beauty in everything, but also how these things are ending around you, or already have ended before, and now you see them as a new beginning. Regardless, this is a time to rest, to dive into that aspect of feeling and see like what's happening, what rebirth am I going through, what new things am I wanting to explore. And then the Eight of Pentacles, begin to work on them. Don't just go for it, wait for the divine to give you an answer, say, oh, I would like to do these things. What are these things do I want would be the best for me? And wait for a sign back from the divine to know how to move forward. With the Eight of Pentacles, though, it's Virgo and Sun. How are you wanting to shine? What are you desiring? What is the you wanting? Not what is the world wanting of you, but what are you wanting for your true full self? Okay? That's the grand thing that you need to be focusing on. What do you want? Not what does Billy want from down the road, or what does your ex want, or what are random people that you don't even know want. What do you want? How are you going to move forward? And how are you going to complete these things? How are you going to complete yourself in that sense? And the Seven of Swords is Aquarius and Moon. And it's about detaching from the thoughts that you're carrying now and going back to the original two thoughts that started it all. Forget about all the thoughts that you gathered along the path. Remember the original, like, oh, I would love to do this because XYZ, or this seems like a really fun passion of mine, all those things. Remember that, then move forward. We have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is Virgo. Excuse me, not Virgo. The King of Pentacles is Taurus, And the King of Pentacles says that whatever is going on right now is matured. You already have the tools that's needed to move forward. You already have the skills, everything to move forward. All you have to do is begin to walk that journey and know that it will work. And we have strength at the bottom, which is Leo. And what's happening with strength is you're needing to know that everything will work. You're needing to control the beast, or the rational mind, the doubts inside of you. The Libniscat above the woman, the divine feminine's head, is to signify that you will have achievement. All you need to do is successfully calm your nerves. Your guides aren't talking to you because they need you to be able to calm yourself. Because what they're going to tell you, where they're going to possibly take you, is going to expand you further than where you've been. We're going to get a few of the Archangel cards as well and see what's going on in here. And then the reading will be over. But we're going to take 5 of them, and then we're going to take the top and the bottom. The first angel is the 6 of Gabriel. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project, awards, scholarships, or promotions. So physical, spiritual, however you need to take it. Know that you have done everything that you can do on this path. It's not that you've done anything wrong. It's just that you've reached the end of it. A completion is here. Open up and welcome the rewards, whether that reward be, educational, monetary, or, promotional, going up the ranks. Allow yourself to experience and accept that. We have the 5 of Gabriel, which is a challenge you can resolve. Withdraw from the drama of others. Have patience with yourself and those around you. So if you are in this tough situation where you're needing, some help, know that things are able to move forward. Remove yourself from the drama. which is, how you're going to, meditate, calming down, removing your irrational minded self from having so much control over you, and really tapping into that aspect of just peace, being easy with yourself. It's okay that I am stressing out about this. It's okay that I'm feeling these things. I'm going to allow myself to feel them. Just be graceful with yourself at this time. We have the Three of Gabriel, which is prosperity arising from wise planning, time to take the next step, optimistic plans that turn out as expected. So take the next step. Know that everything's going to work. Keep optimism up. Don't allow yourself to doubt yourself out of it. But make sure you have a solid plan. Make sure that you're following the plan too. Don't just plan something and then not do it either. Plan it and be like, I'm going to do this, and then do it. And then watch the magic happen. The Six of Michael. It is the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocation or travel. You're moving forward. You're at the end of the storm. And Archangel Michael and Gabriel are heavily with you all right now, which is really good and beautiful with us, I should say. So pay attention to the messages around you. Know that you are protected moving forward. We have the Nine of Michael. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you do desire. Release your feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. So again, like releasing that stress, all the things that are keeping you held back or making you doubt. You don't need to feel those things. Those aren't yours to have or harbor at this time. Focus on what you're desiring. Focus on what you want. And be in a relaxed state. Know that everything will be fine. We have the Four of Michael. Insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, sleep release from stress. Again, just sleep. Take time off. Don't worry. Don't stress. Allow the divine to take care of you, because that's what you're desiring so much. But how can the divine take care of you if you're constantly running around, moving, getting out of place, getting out of order? We have divine guidance with the last card, with Archangel Sandalphon. The search for meaning in life. Consider an altered approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. So you may need to go back into some studying at this time to distract yourself. Whatever the case is, if you're doing something in the same method or you're continuing down the same path, it's time to choose a new way. If you've done this cycle so many times through panic, do it through peace. If you've done this cycle so many times through spending things and making yourself calm, find a new way to save that monetary to do that new to make it through that cycle. But regardless, thank you all so much for all the likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, whether energetic or financial. And if you are wanting to donate, again, in the description of this video and all the other videos as well, I'll have my Cash App, my Venmo, my PayPal, and my Chime for donations. I also have my website down there for readings. And all my other services, if you're interested in those as well, I can do some of those I can do those services as well. But regardless, thank you all so much for all you do. I love you all so much. To the moon and back tenfold and forever, and I will see you all later.